Hello everyone. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy out there as we try our best to mitigate the effects of COVID-19. As we try to cope with the many changes our world is facing today, one change we should not stand by is that of climate change. Global warming can seem like an incredibly challenging topic to try and take in all at once, but if we break it down, it's a lot more manageable. Ecotoxicology is a branch of science that measures the decreasing pH levels in our ocean. It's important to note that about a quarter of all carbon emissions from power plants, cars, and other sources are absorbed by the ocean. As ocean acidification increases, organisms that rely on calcium and carbonate to build their shells and other calcifying structures begin to dwindle as available carbonate ions become less and less. Organisms like this guy. This lobster was caught just outside of Boston Light and is one of the remaining slew of lobster who have not yet left for colder water. Scientists originally thought lobster would thrive in these low pH levels, but in fact, the opposite is happening. At the University of Maine, researchers monitored lobsters in water with predicted end-of-the-century pH levels and water temperature for 60 days. What they found was shocking. Those exposed began acting erratically much sooner than those in water with current pH levels and water temperatures. Lobsters in acidic water also had fewer cells to fight infection and disease and were left much more susceptible. Particularly in eastern Maine, researchers are puzzled by fertile female lobster populations, which are at an all-time high, but juvenile lobster populations are at an all-time low. Could it be that the high water temperature has driven their food away, like copepods? Or is the high acidity level killing those lobsters before they even have time to walk the ocean floor? What do you think's happening? Tell me what's happening down there. In all seriousness, no, there are multiple theories on why lobster numbers are decreasing. As the ocean absorbs more carbon and becomes much more acidic, juvenile lobsters are having a hard time functioning and growing. This actually applies to the shellfish population as a whole. In order for them to grow, it has to provide energy to the cells responsible for growth and development. However, it also takes a lot of energy for them to regulate this increased acidity in the water. They do not have enough energy to do both. So, what does it do? It prioritizes by regulating the pH levels and taking energy from growth cells, so that all we are left with are shellfish that by human standards are undersized. The other possibility is that there could be a problem happening while mating. During mating, pre-molt females approach the males and both release pheromones to signal that they are ready to mate. The female will then enter the male's shelter, she molts, and they mate. However, it's believed that due to low pH levels might interfere with the olfactory system and therefore alters the effectiveness of the mate. So what can we do? It was proposed to lower the catch parameters, but this brings along a series of consequences. 1. By lowering catch parameters, you risk catching juvenile lobsters that are not done growing. Also, these small lobsters have much less salvageable meat, therefore you must catch more lobsters to feed the need of the world, thus driving them into extinction. New England, being one of the top seafood/shellfish providers in the world, could suffer serious economic effects. According to a recent study, the most vulnerable areas are northern waters such as Narragansett Bay, our very own Buzzards Bay, and the Nantucket Sound, which are absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and acidifying faster than warmer southern waters. However, as a result of COVID-19 and businesses being ordered to shut down, pollution, in particular carbon dioxide emission, have dropped exponentially. Scientists estimate that there will be an 8% drop in pollution by the end of 2020, the most ever. It's a great start, but we know it will not last forever. Businesses will soon reopen and continue pumping carbon dioxide into the ocean, and pH levels will unfortunately rise again. Another unfortunate event is that much more research has to be done to figure out what in particular about the pH levels is affecting these lobsters. Researchers are off to a good start with strong theories on why this phenomenon might be. However, what we do know is that if we do not act quickly, the lobsters we know and love will be gone forever.